COVID. There's a lot of things that all of us know has happened with the riots, with the things that's going on in America. Prior to COVID, I was able to speak to you. Some of you know me, some of you, maybe this is the first time you're meeting me. Things haven't changed as far as where I stand on those issues that I spoke of before, whether it be the abortion issue. I'm obviously very much pro-life over pro-choice. I've been blessed since then to pick up the endorsement of the Texas Right to Life, pick up the endorsement of the Texas Values Commission. I've been able to speak with these folks, and I am very adamant that we need to make sure that there's a voice for those who can't speak for themselves. So whether it be in the abortion issues, whether it be the Second Amendment, whether in constitutional carry, whether it be religious freedom, which we see being, we have talked about religious freedom as being persecuted in America since prayer was taken out of our schools. But I think in the last few months we can really see the persecution step up against religious organizations, while yet other religious organizations are hollering and not acquiescing and getting more and more involved in our political system that was not based on morality and integrity that we know the scriptures was based. Whether you're a Christian or not doesn't change the foundation that this country was built upon and the foundation that has made it great. So I do want to continue to fight for our religious freedoms, our religious capabilities, and in so doing, remind people how important it is that we get out there and vote, get out there and speak. One of the things that I think has really been made prominent since the COVID outbreak, and we've been in lockdown and things of this nature, and looking at the anarchy and the socialist viewpoint that's been sweeping across our nation, one thing is very clear is that there is a problem with what I have spoken on before, but I think it's manifesting itself very clearly, and that is our school and education programs. We need to understand that our kids, people are saying, why are these young people, where's their patriotism? Why are they pushing this socialist agenda? That side of the political aisle, that blue side of the political aisle, if you will, has been embracing it for a long time. We've just kind of kept our eyes closed as to what was happening, and our children are being taught to regurgitate to a test and not have critical thinking skills, put into colleges who are then given the ideas that this is what you need to know, so they memorize, they don't think it through, and they go out there and proselytize to the blue side. We're seeing the effects of that today, and what I would share with you is we are at a very critical time in America, and a more critical time here in the state of Texas. I believe that Texas sits on a precipice, a very scary and sharp precipice right now. And one side of that precipice is if we fall into this immorality and lack of integrity and into this anarchy, mob rules, or we can continue to adhere to what has made Texas great, which is the other side of that, an idea that we're built on the law, that we're built on the code of law, that we are built on the idea of the Constitution being exactly as the Constitution has put forth, that we are a people that chooses personal responsibility, and we are a people who chooses to stand on the same foundations that has made us great for so long. That challenge has been put forth between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party out there, and we as Texans, as Diane shared just a moment ago, need to continue to be the adult in the room. I am not a career politician. I was in a meeting earlier today. He said, why in the world would you run for office? You have no political experience. I am not a career politician. However, I am someone who has conservative roots, conservative ties, and a conservative mindset that is willing to step in and try to be that person to speak into this wave that's been sweeping across the nation. Someone of hope that can come in and bring biblical integrity back to the world, biblical integrity back, not to the world, but back to our political system, at least here in the state of Texas. So I want to encourage you to talk to your friends, talk to everyone. The big message we need to get out right now, guys, is we need to get out and vote. We need to get people to vote. And here's the big one, too. People don't realize there's not a straight ticket vote any longer. We need to make sure we're communicating to people to vote down the ticket. Not just for my state race. Yes, I covet the votes for me as well. But if we go and just vote President Trump and walk out, you tie his hands, because if he doesn't have the support of those around him, and he gets up there and let's say he wins, but no one else in the House and Senate wins on the federal level, his hands are tied behind his back. And then also, too, on our state level. So I want to encourage you guys, take and watch what has been happening in America, and now think about that happening here in Texas. I live pretty close to Austin, and I'm seeing a lot of the things that's going on in Austin. And if you had told me 3 or 4 years ago that these things would be transpiring, I would have thought, no way, not here in Texas. Not only is it happening, it's happening now. And we are the ones who've been called to step up to impede that. So let's get in there, let's vote, let's educate, and let's get people out there. Now, I'd love to answer your questions after a while. I know I don't have time right now. Any questions you have for me, I'd love to be able to speak with you. Just get with me after the service. Thanks, guys.